Okay, let me push continue.
Yep, whenever you're ready.
Hello, Kansas City and the KUAW listening audience. This is Professor Smooth Jazz of the Smooth Jazz Show on KUAW. You can catch me every Thursday, my music show, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday, 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And my interview show, which is fairly new for about 3 or 4 months now, you can catch me Saturday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. But today we have a special guest, saxophonist, native of Cleveland, Ohio, that famous place we all know, Brittany Atterberry. Brittany, say hello to the Kansas City audience, and how are you doing? Thank you for taking the time out. We finally got to do this little Zoom interview.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. And yeah, we finally got, an opportunity. It's been a long time coming, but we made it.
Yep. And so I was looking at some of your info on your website.
Mm-hmm.
And so you started out with the clarinet at age 10.
I
you
did.
High school.
I did. Yes.
So why did you did you have a family history of music?
So not really a family history, but I did have a third cousin who played the clarinet.
Mm-hmm.
And she had her clarinet in the family, and I told my mother I wanted to learn how to play music, and my cousin said, "Oh, you can use mine, that way she wouldn't have to purchase an instrument." And that's how I got started, and I started playing, and it was fun. I loved it, but I really wanted to play the saxophone.
Oh, okay.
But we couldn't afford it. It was humble times. They're just expensive. They're expensive. They just are. So I started with the clarinet, and then I worked my way on up until till high school, where I was able to get a tenor saxophone. I actually played trumpet before I played the tenor sax. I know.
So tell me about your trumpet experience now. Well, how did that?
Oh, so trumpet was fun. That's what I did for high school marching band. I was second chair for high school marching band, and we also did a little bit of like concert band. But it was amazing. So my band teachers, I went to them like, I want to play the saxophone, I want to play this. And they're like, well, we really need brass out here on the field. We need that projection, So they said, we got a trumpet, I tell you what, if you play trumpet for a couple of marching band seasons, we'll, switch you over to saxophone. And I was like, oh, sweet. Okay, cool. I'll do it. And actually, surprisingly, I liked it. I did find it hard to switch between the embouchure for the trumpet and then the saxophone. It's a little bit different on how you put the mouthpiece to your lips. But nonetheless, I loved them. I love both of them.
Okay. And so you played in the band, but I was looking at your information, and it said that mom listened to a certain radio station. And so is that kind of your introduction to and what station was this? It was
that was 107.3 The Wave. That was right here in Cleveland, hosted by Mark Ribbons and several other personnel. And oh my gosh, it was absolutely my favorite. Even as a little girl, like really, really young, it was so relaxing. I remember just listening to like Dave Koz and Gerald Albright and Kirk Whalum, and I just love their music. So pretty. So that's what made me want to play, listening to them.
Plays get interested in the jazz scene, because some people play other things and things like that. A lot of other jazz artists, well, they get started in church, because that's an opportunity for them to, perform in front of an audience.
Right. Every week, regularly. Yeah.
Okay. And so then you went off to college?
I did.
Oh.
So I went off to Well, surprisingly, I went off to Cleveland State University after I started college for software engineering. So I,
Oh, okay.
I didn't even go for music right away.
Oh,
But
okay.
I know. But I just knew my passion was to play. That's where my focus was, all my energy, and that's what I wanted to do. So I made the jump, and I studied neurologic music therapy while I was at Cleveland State University.
Oh, okay. Now, so were you still playing and while you were studying the for the other
For the music therapy.
interest? Yeah.
Yes. So with music therapy, it still allowed me to study saxophone. It was part of
Mm-hmm.
uh, my semesters, my
Mm-hmm.
courses.
Mm-hmm.
But I also was, I think, very much so enriched by playing the keyboard and the guitar
Mm-hmm.
and having to sing a few songs to patients.
Mm-hmm.
As I was doing my practicums and learning through the courses. And then I had an opportunity to um, play my saxophone a few times during some of my practices with patients.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've worked in like nursing homes before. I've worked in hospitals
Mm-hmm.
and intensive care units. I've worked with children, so many different populations. And sometimes when it was appropriate, I would, bring my saxophone out and, perform. But with music therapy, it would always tie back to a goal that would help the patients non-musically in a way, but we
Mm-hmm.
would use the music therapeutically so that they could accomplish their goals a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that's where the accompanying instruments would help most, guitar and
Mm-hmm.
piano, because then we could use their favorite songs and I could sing, get eye contact, kind of collect data as we were in our sessions. Um, and then kind of just go from there. But I definitely kept playing the sax, and
Mm-hmm.
I would do that at night and go to different clubs and play
Mm-hmm.
out on the weekends, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Now, some I know we had a one guitarist here. We always tease him about they let him in the neighborhood clubs when he was a lot younger. Norman Brown, he lives across. See, I'm in Kansas City, and Norman
Oh,
Brown is across the river. In Kansas. That's what
wow.
he was, Kansas City, Kansas. But he was in the nightclubs, the neighborhood nightclubs, and they let him play when he was real young.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. My mother wouldn't let me do all that. I would tell you, she was strict. No, no. I tried to hang out with the guys at Guitar Center. Mom, they having a jam session up here. I want to go hang
Oh.
out after school.
uh,
When I get off work, she's like, no.
she got to monitor everything, huh?
Oh, she monitored. She was pretty strict. Oh yeah.
Also, yeah. So we got our guitar center is not here particularly in our Kansas City area. We have it's kind of over there where Norman Brown lived.
Yeah,
Where
right.
he's from. Yeah,
Oh, that's so
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So another thing I was gonna ask you. So how did you start where you were playing piano and guitar? When did all
Well,
that start?
that came from the music therapy program. It was a
Okay,
part of the curriculum.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now, and so was that hard to? I don't remember Steve Cole was telling me he was trying to learn the guitar. He said, "Man, it was hard."
Actually,
So,
I think guitar was actually easier for me to learn than piano.
oh, really?
Um, it's weird because they say like you're either good linearly, you can, play it like this, or you
Okay,
can
yes.
see everything and kind of see your
Mhm,
chords and how you're
mhm,
shaping things,
mhm,
or you're just more comfortable here where this is just kind of going and you just do
mhm.
different shapes and you know, this felt comfortable for me.
Oh, okay,
Probably because I'm going from here to here,
okay.
from saxophone. But I don't know. It just really depends on how you compartmentalize it. When I think about keyboard and piano, I think very classically,
Mhm,
because that's what the training that I had was.
mhm,
And it's kind of hard for me to separate that or even play, jazz or smooth jazz with it, because I just haven't been taught.
But now they have keyboards that you can play,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yep.
George Duke, yeah, remember George?
The guitar,
Yeah.
where's the keyboard guitar?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now that seems even more complicated to me. I don't know how they do that. That seems so complicated. It's like, oh my
Well, I
God.
saw Brian Simpson and Gail Johnson, I see, or
I think Brian Culbertson does it too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now, so we got a couple of bass players here. Have you met Julian and Blair Bryant?
Oh yes.
Yeah, because
Actually, Julian just came to Akron not too long ago, and I went out and hung out with him at his show.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Phenomenal.
funny. But
Yeah.
now Julian they call him Wayman Teasdale. So
Yes.
Wayman Teasdale, and Blair is a Stanley Clark.
Ah, see
But Blair can play 14 instruments or something like that. But he's
Ooh.
basically, he says the bass, but I saw him play keyboards too.
Oh yeah, most musicians can play the keyboard, and for the purpose of writing music, composing your own music, you got to have some theory based down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw him when he was performing. He was playing some what was he? I don't know if he was playing some George Duke tune or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So now I'm trying to remember. Now you got a new release, Summer Vibes, and the first one. Now see, what's the one before this one? That's the one where I found you on Amazon or something like that.
Yeah, starting now.
Yeah, starting now. Yeah, that's what I found.
So starting now, I released in February and titled it that because it was very much my first start as a recording artist, and I'm just elated about it. But also had a message behind it too, to encourage, people who may feel like they had somewhat of a late start on whatever they want to do. And I think you shared your success story with me, so it doesn't matter if you didn't get started, when you were 12, or, the whole, crazy stories that you look for to see how someone has been successful, but just to start now, start where you are, and just kind of build that journey. So I wanted to put that out as a message of inspiration and hope. And the funny thing about that is, I just found this out a couple months after I released Starting Now, probably like 4 or 5 months later, Disney released a tune called Starting Now with Brandy singing it. And it had that message of inspiration, that same message of starting and being hopeful. So I was like, oh man, that's a sign. That is, that's cool.
That's a positive sign.
Yes, it is very positive. So that was the first one. And then, yes, I released Summer Vibes in June. So Starting Now was created, produced alongside of Judah Seeley. He's out of Rochester, New York. Judah's, he cool guy. We have fun working on that one. He had a nice hit track, and I'm like, oh man, Judah, I like this, and you can hear some of my favorite influence, like you can hear a little bit of Dave Koz in some of the melody. And then I came out with the Summer Vibes, and this was created and produced with Vandell Andrew.
Oh, okay, Vandell. Okay.
Vandell, he's right there, based out of Houston, Texas. Yep. Good guy, really good guy. And I just have to say that I'm grateful for that opportunity, because he's helped me a lot in this industry with the business aspect of it, and just learning how to get the music out there, and how to do all the background work that you don't necessarily see as as a fan. But yeah, I had fun working on that one. Summer Vibes. It's upbeat. It's fun. It has like this Caribbean feel to it.
Yes.
Makes you feel like you're on a vacation, right?
Yeah, because that's a vacation songs, man. Those probably real popular now, because Some people, because sometimes I do a little Caribbean, Jamaican island. I'll get a lot of selections and I'll put them in there. That's
Yeah.
some songs that title about vacationing and things like that.
Yep.
and,
Perfect.
and some of the songs have that have the you hear the ocean waves coming in.
Mhm. Oh,
I
that's
try to put that in there. I say I
yes.
don't know why I'm playing this. I'm not going nowhere right now.
That's all right. That's all right.
So
I
all I do is get to listen to it.
You can listen to it, and it makes you feel totally peaceful, totally
Yeah.
at ease. I'm all about that, and I love the imagery that comes along with it. Really huge on the imagery, and I can't wait to really release a video for Summer Vibes. I went to record one, but it just didn't capture what I needed it to capture. And like you were just explaining, you want to see the waves of the water rushing up, and you want to feel relaxed and the tropical vibes. And since that vibe wasn't captured, I decided we're gonna hold off on this release because it's got to be right. It's gotta satisfy.
Yeah. And so actually, Vandale, I met Vandale through Julian
Oh,
because
Julia.
Julian. A lot of times he'll perform with. He'll be the sax man for Julian at his venue, so he comes up here. So, oh man, I think the last time I talked to him was maybe 3 years ago when Julian had some. So we got to hang out together. But,
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, those guys are so cool. I'm just, I'm glad to be in this upcoming wave of musicians because these guys are talented. They
oh,
inspire
definitely.
me, and they keep me going. They keep me, practicing and wanting to learn more music and new techniques and, hang with the guys, in terms of the music. So I'm grateful for those opportunities.
I
Yeah.
think that the reason why smooth jazz is still hanging around, it's the artists, they help each other out, stick together. They don't have all that conflict and drama stuff going on. And sometimes you know, when I see new artists, and just like Judah Silly, he plays
Yeah.
on a lot of other. So, oh, Judah's on this. Who is this guy? So I'll,
Yeah.
check him out. Now,
I completely agree.
so now so I know there's what's her Phyllis Ray or something, the bass player.
Felicia Ray. That's his
Felicia
wife.
Ray, yeah. Felicia Ray,
Felicia Ray Sealy.
yeah. I play her new song. So I'm gonna,
Okay.
so I'm gonna have to start sending you my Saturday list because it actually lists a lot of new jazz artists on there.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I like to find new jazz artists, new talent, especially younger people too. Because that's the only way you're going to keep your music going. And you got to have some younger people to play,
Yes.
and in order to keep them, I'd say the interest there has to be some kind of promotion
Yes. I appreciate
to
that.
promote
That
their music
is very
to inspire them to, if someone's listening and there's an interest there,
important.
because they can be doing something, playing some other kind of music.
They sure can listen. Hello.
Yeah.
Very easily. And especially today with the platforms that we have now, you can create
Mhm.
whatever you want on a social media platform and
Oh
go
yeah,
with it.
yeah,
So
yeah. I know. I just received some music from Harner, and he was saying that, oh man, these guys are all live, live instruments, nothing programmed, and stuff like this. Man, I mean, you get a lot of music. I
yeah.
know. I have a younger nephew who's a promoter. He, in the kind of with the hip hop music, but and sometimes he'll come by and he'll say, "Oh, who is that? Who is that? Man, that's nice right there." You know, and,
See?
and so even though he kind of got introduced to some smooth jazz because but
Yeah.
other than that, he didn't know. But man, he comes, what you got? What you got playing? What you got playing? Man, I like that.
They'll be surprised that a lot of the smooth jazz has influences from
Oh
R&B,
yes,
hip hop,
yeah,
a lot of it.
yeah,
That's where I got a lot of my music.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking for the first one, I said, I want something that gives me like a Bruno Mars type feel. And
Oh
they're
yeah.
starting now. And I said,
Hmm.
the next one, I want something like a dance hall, like a reggaeton, like a
Hmm.
Sean Paul, and boom, you got
Hmm.
summer vibes,
Yeah.
So yeah, good
Yeah.
stuff.
Just like the one of the other stations that I met, this guy wanted to introduce me because I'm early in the morning. And
Mhm.
so when I was introducing about smooth jazz, urban jazz, I said, man, you get all different kind of, you know, influences. And
Mhm.
so I said, here, now just say I wanted to hear some rock. And I played this Led Zeppelin song that Warren Hill did. I
Mm.
think it was called Black Dog. And so I said, I don't, and then Patrick Yandel, guitar player, he had a song called Country. So I said, I don't care what kind. And then this song by a trumpeter, Shanzo Onzo, he had some guy rapping about freedom, and while he was playing his trumpet. So I said, I don't care what kind of music, I didn't get to play the streetwise, but I brought that along.
Yeah.
And so as I said, I don't care what kind of music, what genre. I mean, you can get it with smooth jazz. Vocals, oh man, and I know I was reading an article, some jazz artists, and even the promoter said, "Man, you play vocals?" I said, "Oh, definitely," because of my influence. I mean, you can get. I don't care where you go, you can any kind of genre you want to listen to, you can get it.
Yeah, some folks won't do the vocals. Some folks don't want the vocalists on their stations, but hey, I like to call it I like to call it a very eclectic genre of music.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, vocalists and with instruments,
Yeah.
instrumental music, but and then there's so many like subcategories, so it's really hard to
Oh,
just, you know,
definitely.
you got
Because my
the R&B smooth jazz, then you
yeah,
have the, contemporary, more
yeah,
commercial,
contemporary, yeah.
and then you
That,
have,
I
you
had a
have,
caller call in, and so I was telling him, I said, he was talking about fusion. I said, contemporary, urban. Because there's so many different categories. I just don't want to
yeah,
get into that because then you have to separate them, and sometimes, there's so much influence. You can get,
mhm,
you might say this is something, and it's really not.
yeah,
That's not what the artist
I completely get it.
yeah, so in order to get, because one of the Jay Rowe called in on the show, and he says, yeah, that title, it can be confusing, if you're just getting started because you hear the jazz part, and it's not Charlie Parker, somewhat when you
Right.
think about,
It's
yeah,
not Dave Koz or, I look at him as like the icon of smooth jazz. Like to me, he's
oh
that,
yeah,
when I hear the word smooth jazz, I think him because he has kind of like that,
yeah,
yeah, just contemporary style.
yeah. And even
Um,
in, go ahead,
mhm.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, and I'm saying even in that CD, I think he made in 2003. I'm trying to
Honeydew
remember.
with
He had a
Honeydew.
lot of R&B vocalists singing on it. I'm thinking of 2003 CD. He had a lot of R&B vocalists that I would listen to uh, singing along with his music. Now, did I
Mhm.
send you that? Thinking of Dave Cosby. Now, my nickname for him is the Joker, right? The
I didn't know
jokester.
that.
He
Oh,
plays Oprah Fool's jokes.
he does. He does do
He
that.
sent the video. But see, I didn't send you that. See, he sent this video, and so anyway, he says something about the real Dave Cos or something like this,
It was
and so
behind stage with the
yeah, yeah. So
mirror and the
yeah, I
guy from
didn't open
across.
it because I already know he plays. I said this video, and I said, hold on, and I looked and said, oh, it's April 1st. I said, oh, I ain't opening this right now because that's a joke. But I see, I was looking on the YouTube, man, he got a lot of people. He said, "Oh man, this is an April Fool's joke." I was going for it. I was like, man,
I think a lot of people did fall for it, and
yeah,
he
but I
like
look,
perfectly timed the promotion of
uh-huh,
it. It was getting people drawn
yeah,
in.
yeah. And the first one he said, I think was he said he had this new CD, but I already had checked, and I was like, Dave, I knew you didn't have a new CD, and he was calling it Rest. And he was talking about building it all up. And actually, it showed him laying in the bed, sleep with his saxophone, because he said he was in front so much. So after that, I already knew that he plays
He's so
jokes.
funny. He is so funny.
Man, and then he had another video where he had this little toy saxophone, and he was in. Did you see that one?
I
Oh,
did.
okay, yeah, man.
Trust me, he put out something, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah, I
God.
know.
Oh my, he's really just love that guy. He's such a good natured spirit too.
Yeah.
You know.
So, hey, anything else you would like to tell us about what you got stored up and everything?
Yeah. Actually, this coming Saturday, I am going to be opening for the legendary Najee right here in Cleveland. I'm so excited about it. So Najee's coming here August 28th, and I am going to be opening up for the 5 p.m. show. And I'm just honored.
Tell Najee that you got the interview with me, and I'm waiting on him. But I took a picture with him. So Rodney was a keyboard. I remember Rodney, man, he was real young when he started, when he came here. And the drummer is it DK or something, the drummer, and Blair was playing with him. Blair was playing with him
I
too.
think Blair's still with him now.
Yeah. So I haven't got to talk to him in a while, but since the COVID, and we have a jazz district down here, 18th and Vine. They get Charlie Parker sax down there. You have to look it up on the internet.
Yeah, you
We
gotta
have
share it with me.
a Negro Leagues museum, because from that movie Jackie Robinson. So you played with the Monarchs. Did Chadwick play that? Yeah, see, so all that. So we have a Negro Leagues baseball. If you ever get to come here, and then they got the Jazz Museum down there.
Okay.
So Count Basie, them, they used to all hang out down this way.
Wow.
And when the other radio station, KOJH, that's in that one of those historical buildings. They call that the oldest jazz house down there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's our historic district down on 18th and Vine. So because of the COVID, see, and they had this gym theater. That's where we have a lot of our venues down there. Yeah, so how you been doing because of the COVID and everything?
I've been okay. I'm doing all right. It's been a little tough sometimes, I think the toughest thing is trying to figure out, is the world open? Is the world not open? Or can we go forward, or should we, stay in the house? There's it's difficult. It's difficult. There's so much out here, so little that we really know what to trust. But hey, I just try to stay as safe as possible. And as an entertainer, we want to entertain. We want all our fans to stay safe and healthy as well, so that way they can, come back and enjoy more shows and keep thriving. But we also want to entertain. So it's tough, I would say, this COVID thing. But I'm hopeful that it'll mull over, and we'll find a way to overcome it.
Yes, and so I always try to look on Amazon, see if there's a new, especially jazz artists that happen to be female, because there's so much talent out there. And actually, the first saxophone player that happened to be a woman was, I think I saw, was Pamela Williams. Well, I know you had Candy Doffer, and Mindy Abair, but African American, I remember, was Pamela, the actress, Pamela Williams, and so I don't know if you got to. I tried to send you a Gail and Kim Scott. If you had made contact, because Kim Scott's got a radio station too. I think she does.
She does, and we have definitely networked, and I sent her my
y'all
work.
network? Y'all got together? Yes,
Yes.
all them my sister. So I always, whenever I see someone new, I'm like, oh man, y'all got to meet this person.
Yes.
Maybe y'all could get together and do something. Because Kim Scott, Reagan Whiteside, and Althea, they doing I'm Every Woman. They got this new. It's coming out this week.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Coming
absolutely
out. It's
amazing.
coming out the
All
30th.
three.
But I'm every
Oh,
one. Three great flute players. I was so
I
glad.
can't wait to do a project. I feel something coming. I need to do something with Jasmine.
Jasmine. Yeah.
Jasmine. And let's see. I mean, there's a lot that we could do. What's her name?
She plays sax.
Yeah. Jeanette Harris.
Oh, Jeanette. Yeah. Because Jeanette and Althea, see, I know I met them. Yeah.
Yeah, because they do their duo and it's wonderful.
Yeah, they come in here twice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. Nice.
Yeah. So hey, when you see Najee, tell them so when we gonna do a Zoom?
Okay, I will definitely.
I know they're so busy. It was kind of funny. One time I was doing this, they let me do a radio show at about 1 to 3 p.m. And so I just emailed and said, hey, guys, this is kind of short notice. I'm doing this radio show if you want to call in. So Sam Bassman called me. Sam Bassman Jenkins? Yeah, he got a nice song called Can You Feel It? It was some vocals. And so, man, I get this phone call and he says, hey, Rick, this is Najee. Did you just send out an email? I said, call in, you on the air? And I said, who? He said, this Najee. I said, Najee, man, I almost fell off the chair. Right. And so he said he was on the plane coming, it was near Christmas time, right after Christmas. And he said he was just taking a break before the new year came in and heading home and stuff like that. So, man, I had some people come and said, man, who are you? Man, you got Najee calling you? I said, oh, I didn't know he was going to call, but, I said, I just sent out the email and he called in, man. But I was like, oh, man, Najee, it's you, Najee. He said, yeah, it's me, Rick.
Yeah.
Well, he's really nice, down-to-earth person. Man, he brings in talent, though, too.
He does.
Brings a lot of, when he comes here, he picked up a young saxophonist out of Kansas that I'd never heard of. I think he was in college. But so a lot of times he finds local talent when he comes and displays them. Yep.
Well,
So,
I can't.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad we got to talk and looking forward to seeing some more music. Hope y'all get that collaboration down.
Yes.
And you got your pink. You got your pink outfit.
Oh yeah, the pink dress.
Jazz in pink.
I'm thinking about wearing that. Should I wear that one?
Huh? Well, I'm saying when you tell Gail when you talk to her, you say, "Hey, I got my professor asked me to make sure I got your pink outfit." So when y'all get together, see, y'all was that on Boomerang? You got to coordinate your colors.
You got to coordinate. Yes, sir. Yep.
All righty.
All right.
Tell everybody I said hi, because now does your husband play instruments?
He does.
Yeah, because I think he sent me on LinkedIn.
He is on LinkedIn. Yes, my husband.
Yeah.
So he said, I got Ricky posted on LinkedIn. I said, oh yeah, okay. I said we talk on
okay.
email.
So that's yeah. So all right. Well, tell him to tell him I'm still on there.
Okay.
I put that starting now little. You had a introduction or something.
Yeah.
So I posted that too and posted that. So
awesome.
I'll post out new music and stuff like that too. Whatever I play on my Saturday show.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do, Ricky. I'm so grateful.
All right, man. I said I'm your big brother, so I'm gonna take care of you. I got your back. All right.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
You have a nice day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.